My ex-wife, the one who cheated and cleaned me out, just waltzed back into my life asking for help. So I 40M am seriously about to lose it. 6 years. 6 years I've spent rebuilding my life after that disaster. And now this. My parents, of course, are already on her side. They always liked her more than me anyway, always thought I wasn't good enough. Pretty much how they've always felt about me compared to my perfect cousin Ethan. I've always been the screw-up, the one who can't get it together. Even when I am getting it together. I finally thought I had things figured out. I'm happy I have a great partner, but now I'm terrified it's all about to come crashing down. Should I just disappear? My ex-wife, the one who cheated and cleaned me out, just waltzed back into my life asking for help. So I 40M am seriously about to lose it. 6 years. 6 years I've spent rebuilding my life after that disaster. And now this. My parents, of course, are already on her side. They always liked her more than me anyway, always thought I wasn't good enough. Pretty much how they've always felt about me compared to my perfect cousin Ethan. I've always been the screw-up, the one who can't get it together. Even when I am getting it together. I finally thought I had things figured out. I'm happy I have a great partner, but now I'm terrified it's all about to come crashing down. Should I just disappear? It all came crashing back when a Facebook message popped up. Serena, just her name made my stomach churn. I hadn't heard from her since the divorce was finalized, not a peep. And now this. Liam, we need to talk. Things haven't been going well and I'm in a really tough spot. I could really use a friend. A friend. Was she kidding me? The audacity. I almost threw my phone across the room. I physically felt sick, like I was going to puke. I ignored it, of course. But then came the emails. More sob stories about how Pete, the guy she left me for, had left her high and dry, bankrupt and alone. Apparently he'd gambled away everything. Gambling? This was the guy she swore was her soulmate, her true love. The guy she threw away a 10-year marriage for, leaving me with crippling legal fees and a mountain of debt. And now she's acting like the victim? Are you serious? My hands were shaking. I deleted the emails without reading them fully. I couldn't. The memories, God, the memories. Finding her phone, seeing those texts, the hotel receipts. The blatant lies when I confronted her. The cold, calculating way she negotiated the divorce settlement, taking everything. It all came flooding back. I felt like I was drowning. I told my mom about it, hoping for a sliver of support. Oh, Liam, she sighed, she's probably just regrets her decisions, be the bigger person. Are you kidding me? The bigger person? After everything she put me through, my dad just sat there silently like he always does. Like my pain didn't matter, like I didn't matter, it's always been like that. Ethan gets the concerned looks, the pep talks, I get nothing, it's like they're waiting for me to fail. And now here she is again, threatening to destroy everything I've worked so hard to rebuild. I'm terrified, absolutely terrified. So, update on the Serena-shaped dumpster fire that is my life. It's gotten so much worse. I tried to talk to my parents again last night. Big mistake, huge. I went over there for dinner, trying to keep things light, talking about work, my partner Chloe, but I could feel the tension building. They kept giving each other these looks, like they knew something I didn't. Finally, my mom just blurts out, "So your Aunt Carol told us she ran into Serena. Seems like she's really struggling." My blood ran cold. Aunt Carol. How did Serena even, Mom, I said, trying to keep my voice level, I've told you I don't want to talk about her. She lied to me, she cheated, she took everything. I'm not going to help her. My dad, who had been silently stirring his soup, finally chimed in. Liam, your mother's right, it's been years. Don't you think it's time to let it go? Let it go? Are you freaking kidding me? My jaw clenched. I could feel my hands starting to shake. Let it go, I repeated, my voice rising. She ruined my life, she left me with nothing, and now you're telling me to just let it go. My mom put down her fork with a dramatic sigh. Liam, you're being dramatic, she made a mistake, everyone makes mistakes. A mistake, an affair and financial ruin is a mistake, I saw red. I stood up so fast my chair scraped against the floor. A mistake. I yelled, sleeping with another man while we were married. Lying to my face for months, draining our joint accounts. That's not a mistake, Mom, that's a deliberate, calculated betrayal. My dad stood up too, his face red. Don't you dare speak to your mother that way, he shouted. She's only trying to help. Help who, Serena, at my expense again. Help, I laughed, a harsh, bitter sound. You call this help? You're taking her side, you always have, you've always liked her better, always thought Ethan was better than me. The look on their faces, it was like I'd slapped them. My mom started to cry. Classic. My dad just shook his head. You're being ridiculous, Liam, he said, his voice cold. We're just saying you should be the bigger person. The bigger person. That's their favorite line. As if being the bigger person means being a doormat. I couldn't. I grabbed my keys and walked out, slamming the door behind me. I sat in my car for a long time, just shaking. My chest ached. My throat was tight. That's when it hit me. This wasn't normal. This wasn't just a family disagreement. This was toxic. They were more concerned with protecting Serena, the woman who destroyed me, than they were with their own son. I drove home, feeling numb. I don't know what to do. I'm starting to think I was better off when I hadn't spoken to them in years. At least then, I wasn't constantly being reminded of how little they actually cared. A week later, and things have gone from dumpster fire to full-blown nuclear meltdown. I'm seriously starting to question my sanity. So apparently, Serena's sob story has made its way through the entire extended family. I'm getting calls and texts from aunts, uncles, cousins I haven't spoken to in years, all singing the same damn song. Liam, you need to forgive Serena. She's made mistakes, but everyone deserves a second chance. A second chance? Seriously, what about my second chance? What about the life she stole from me? My cousin Sarah, the one who's always been obsessed with drama, called me yesterday. Liam, she said, her voice dripping with fake concern. I heard about Serena. It's just so sad. You know, she really loved you. I think you were too hard on her. Too hard on her, I almost choked. I actually had to hang up on her. I couldn't even. And then came the piece de resistance. My grandmother. She called me this morning. My sweet, usually oblivious grandmother. She'd clearly been fed a heavily edited version of the story. Liam dear, she started, her voice trembling, I heard Serena is having a hard time. You know, she always spoke so highly of you, said you were the love of her life. The love of her life. While she was sleeping with another guy, I wanted to scream. Grandma, I said, trying to keep my voice calm, that's not how it happened. She cheated on me, she left me with nothing. There was a long pause. Then in a small, sad voice she said, well dear, everyone makes mistakes. Don't you think you should forgive her, for my sake? For your sake. I felt like I was being punched in the gut. I couldn't even speak. I just mumbled something about having to go and hung up. I'm a mess. I can't sleep. I can't eat. I'm snapping at Chloe, which I feel terrible about. She's been amazing through all of this, but I can feel myself pushing her away. I'm just so angry, so frustrated, so unbelievably alone. This isn't about forgiveness anymore. This is about my family actively choosing to believe a lie to side with the woman who hurt me rather than their own son. They're not just dismissing my pain, they're actively contributing to it. It's like they want to see me suffer. I can't keep doing this. I need to do something. I need to fight back. I don't know where to start. But I can't let them win. I won't let them win. I finally broke down and told Chloe everything. It all came pouring out, the whispers, the calls from relatives, my grandmother's plea for forgiveness. I was a mess, sobbing, pacing, ranting. I felt like I was losing my mind. They all believe her, Chloe, I choked out. They actually believe I'm the bad guy. After everything she did to me, they're taking her side. Chloe just sat there, listening patiently, her hand on my arm. When I finally wound down, she looked at me, her eyes wide with, I don't know, disbelief, shock. Liam, she said softly, this is insane. This isn't normal family drama. This is manipulation, pure and simple. I looked at her, confused. Manipulation, how? Serena is manipulating everyone, Chloe explained, her voice calm and steady. She's playing the victim, painting herself as this poor, abandoned woman, and your family is falling for it. They don't want to face the uncomfortable truth, so they're choosing to believe the easier narrative. It was like a light bulb went off in my head. Manipulation. That's exactly what it was. I'd been so focused on the individual comments, the perceived betrayals, that I hadn't seen the bigger picture. Serena was pulling the strings, orchestrating the whole thing. But why? I asked, my voice barely a whisper. Why would she do this? Chloe sighed. Liam, she said gently, narcissists like Serena thrive on control. They need to control the narrative, to control how others perceive them. By painting you as the villain, she's absolving herself of any guilt. She's rewriting history to fit her own needs. And then she said something that completely changed my perspective. Liam, she said, looking me straight in the eye, your family's reaction is not your responsibility. You are not responsible for their inability to see the truth. You are not responsible for Serena's actions. That hit me hard. I'd been so consumed by guilt, by the need to prove myself, that I hadn't realized I was carrying a burden that wasn't mine to bear. You're right, I whispered, feeling a wave of relief wash over me. It's not my fault, I didn't do anything wrong. Chloe smiled, a small, reassuring smile. Exactly, she said. You need to stop trying to fix this. You need to focus on protecting yourself. You need to set boundaries. Boundaries, that was the key. I'd been so afraid of upsetting my family, of being the bad guy, that I'd let them walk all over me. No more. You're right, I said, feeling a new sense of resolve. I need to stand up for myself. I need to tell them the truth, even if they don't want to hear it. Talking to Chloe was like finally coming up for air after being underwater for weeks. It was a turning point. I finally felt like I could breathe again. I finally felt like I could fight back. So the annual Walker family barbecue. The one event I dread every year. It's always a thinly veiled competition between me and Ethan, a showcase of who's achieved more, who's more successful. This year, though, it was about to become a public execution. I knew Serena would be there. Aunt Carol, bless her clueless heart, had invited her. I'd tried to warn Carol, but she just brushed it off, saying, "Oh, Liam, don't be silly. It's been years. It's time to bury the hatchet." Bury the hatchet. I felt like screaming, but I knew it was pointless. So I went, steeling myself for the inevitable awkwardness. The afternoon was a blur of forced smiles and strained conversations. I could feel Serena's eyes on me, like a hawk circling its prey. And then, it happened. We were all gathered around the grill, pretending to enjoy my uncle's burnt burgers, when Serena, with a dramatic sigh and a voice dripping with fake sincerity, announced, "You know, family is everything. It's so important to forgive and forget. To give people second chances. Isn't that right, Liam?" The air went still. Every head turned to me. I felt my blood run cold. She'd set me up. She'd turned the entire family against me, and now she was putting me on trial in front of everyone. This was a public execution. She wanted to humiliate me, to destroy me, to make me look like the heartless villain in her twisted narrative. In that moment, something inside me snapped. I'd spent years trying to be the good guy, trying to appease my family, trying to avoid conflict. But I was done. Done. I was so tired of being the victim, so tired of being silenced. My heart pounded in my chest. My hands clenched into fists. A wave of anger, pure, unadulterated anger, washed over me. It was like a fire ignited in my gut, burning away the fear, the doubt, the guilt. I was no longer afraid of what they thought. I didn't care if they believed me or not. I was done caring. I took a deep breath and looked Serena dead in the eye. "Second chances," I said, my voice low and steady. "You think you deserve a second chance after what you did, after you lied and cheated and stole everything I had?" The look on her face, priceless, pure shock. She hadn't expected me to fight back. No one had. I knew in that moment what I had to do. I had to expose her. I had to tell the truth, no matter the consequences. I had to reclaim my narrative. I had to fight for myself. For my sanity, for my future, this was it. The moment everything changed. The moment I stopped being a victim and started fighting back. Okay, Reddit, buckle up. This is how I prepped for war, because that barbecue, that wasn't just a family gathering. It was a battlefield, and I wasn't going down without a fight. First, I needed hard evidence. Luckily, I'm a bit of a digital hoarder. I dug through old emails, found the divorce papers, even unearthed bank statements. Jackpot. Proof of her affair, those hotel receipts, baby. The exorbitant legal fees she saddled me with, the lies about our finances. I scanned everything, saved it to a secure cloud drive, and printed hard copies. Analog backup, people. Never underestimate the power of a physical document. Next, strategy. I wasn't just going to rant and rave. This needed to be precise, surgical. I wrote down key points, focusing on facts, not emotions. I practiced my delivery, visualizing the scene, anticipating her reactions. I even role-played with Chloe, who, being a therapist, is basically a masterclass in human behavior. She helped me anticipate Serena's tactics, her manipulations, her crocodile tears. We practiced MY responses, keeping them calm, factual, and devastating. Support system. Chloe was my rock. She reminded me that I wasn't crazy, that my feelings were valid, that I deserved to be heard. She helped me see through Serena's BS, to understand her motivations, her need for control. Having her in my corner gave me the strength I needed to face my family's, well, let's just call it disappointment. Mental prep, this was the hardest part. Years of feeling like the family screw-up, the one who wasn't good enough, had taken its toll. I had to dismantle that internalized narrative. I reminded myself of MY truth, my strength, MY resilience. I wrote down affirmations, listened to empowering music, visualized myself standing tall, speaking my truth, refusing to be silenced. I knew this could blow up my family. I knew they might not believe me. But you know what? I didn't care anymore. I was done trying to please them. I was done being the good little Liam who always took the high road. This time I was taking the nuclear option. I was ready. Bring on the barbecue. The air hung thick with the smell of burnt burgers and simmering tension. Aunt Carol, oblivious as ever, bustled around, refilling chip bowls and offering lukewarm potato salad. My parents sat stiffly on their folding chairs, their faces a mixture of forced cheer and thinly veiled disapproval. Ethan, ever the golden boy, chatted amiably with his wife, occasionally glancing my way with a look that I couldn't quite decipher. And then there was Serena, holding court in the center of it all, radiating a sickeningly sweet aura of faux remorse. Her voice, dripping with manufactured sincerity, cut through the afternoon hum. You know, family is everything. It's so important to forgive and forget, to give people second chances. Isn't that right, Liam? The spotlight was on me, every single. I took a deep breath, feeling the weight of years of suppressed anger and resentment bubbling to the surface. This was it. Second chances. My voice, surprisingly steady, cut through the sudden silence. You think you deserve a second chance, Serena, after what you did, after you lied and cheated and stole everything I had. The smile melted off her face faster than ice cream on hot asphalt. Pure, unadulterated shock. The crowd gasped. My mom clutched her pearls. My dad's face turned a shade of purple that rivaled his favorite Hawaiian shirt. Liam. My mother hissed, her voice laced with warning. Don't make a scene. A scene, I laughed, a harsh, bitter sound. The scene was already made, Mom, 6 years ago when I found those hotel receipts, when I discovered you drained our joint account, when I realized the woman I loved was a lying, cheating thief. Serena's eyes flashed with rage. Liam, that's not fair, you're twisting things, I was unhappy, you never appreciated me. Unhappy, I countered, pulling out a neatly organized folder. Is this what unhappiness looks like, Serena? Hotel bills from romantic getaways with Pete, bank statements showing thousands of dollars transferred to his account, the divorce papers where you demanded everything, leaving me with nothing but debt. I held up the documents, one by one, letting the silence hang heavy in the air. The crowd murmured. Aunt Carol's jaw dropped. Even Ethan looked uneasy. This, I continued, my voice rising, is not a misunderstanding. This is not a mistake. This is a deliberate, calculated betrayal. And you, I turned to my parents, my voice shaking with a mixture of anger and hurt, you're defending her. After everything she did to me, you're taking her side. My mom started to cry, her usual tactic. My dad sputtered, Liam, we just want. You just want what? I interrupted, my voice raw with pain. You just want me to shut up, to sweep it under the rug, to pretend it never happened. Well, I'm done pretending. I looked around at the shocked faces, the averted gazes, the uncomfortable shifting in seats. The power dynamic had shifted. I was no longer the family scapegoat, the one they could dismiss and ignore. I was the one holding the truth, the one in control. And it felt amazing. I'm done being the bigger person, I said, my voice ringing with finality. I'm done protecting your precious image of Serena. She's a liar, a cheat, and a thief. And if you choose to believe her over me, then that's on you. I dropped the folder on the picnic table, the thud echoing in the stunned silence. Then I turned and walked away, leaving the wreckage of their carefully constructed illusions scattered in my wake. I didn't look back, I didn't need to. I knew in that moment that I had finally won. I had finally reclaimed my voice. I had finally set myself free. Wow, just wow. The barbecue was a nuclear meltdown. I walked away feeling, I don't know, exhilarated, terrified, liberated, all of the above, probably. The immediate aftermath was chaotic. Lots of shouting, crying, mostly from my mom, and stunned silence. Aunt Carol looked like she'd seen a ghost. My dad kept muttering about respect and family loyalty, but I just kept walking. Chloe met me at the car, gave me a huge hug, and we drove away. Didn't look back. It's been a few months now, and things are complicated. My relationship with my parents is strained, to say the least. They're still firmly in Camp Serena, convinced I overreacted and embarrassed them. We haven't spoken much since the barbecue. It hurts, yeah, but honestly, part of me feels relieved, like I've finally cut off a diseased limb. I realized I don't need their approval to be happy. Some unexpected good came out of it, though. Ethan, Mr. Perfect himself, actually reached out. He apologized for not believing me sooner and admitted he'd always been jealous of my resilience. We're actually bonding. Who knew? Other relatives have also quietly apologized, admitting they were misled by Serena's sob story. The biggest win? SERNA is gone, vanished. No more calls, texts, emails, or Facebook messages. Good riddance. As for me, I'm different, stronger. I've started therapy, Chloe's suggestion, of course, and it's been incredibly helpful. I'm finally unpacking all the baggage from my marriage, from my childhood, from years of trying to live up to other people's expectations. I'm learning to prioritize my own needs and my own happiness. I'm still rebuilding, still healing. It's a process, but I'm not afraid anymore. I know who I am, I know what I deserve, and I'm not going to let anyone take that away from me again. Ever. So, Reddit, what do you think? Have you ever had to cut ties with family to protect your own sanity? How did you handle it? Any advice for navigating this post-explosion landscape?